صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. Today we will learn about the Battle of Uhud. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Let's begin. When the Muslims defeated the Quraysh non-believers in the Battle of Badr, do you remember who became the new leader of the Quraysh? It was Abu Sufyan. The Quraysh wanted him to avenge their defeat by the Muslims in Medina, and so he led an army of 4,000 men towards Medina with the aim to crush the Muslims once and for all. The Prophet found out about this, and he and his companions discussed the best way to face them. They decided that they would face them at Mount Uhud, north of Medina. On the morning of the battle, the 1,000 Muslims camped on the slopes of the hill, waiting for the Meccan army. However, before the battle began, Abdullah ibn Ubay, who was the chief of the Khazraj tribe, decided to withdraw his support from the Prophet and the Muslims, and along with 300 of his men went back to Medina. They came to be known in the Quran as the hypocrites. They pretended to join the Muslims, but really they harmed them. Now, there were only 700 Muslim soldiers compared with 4,000 Quraysh. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam wanted to make sure his troops were protected, so he sent 50 archers to a nearby hill so they could guard the left side of the Muslim army. The right side of the army were protected by the mountain. This meant that the Muslims' army couldn't be surrounded by their opponents. The Prophet ordered the archers never to leave their position, even if they thought the battle was won. As the battle went on, the Muslims fought fiercely, and eventually they pushed back the Quraysh army. The Muslims thought they were certain to win, so they started to take things from the camps of the Quraysh in celebration. The 50 archers saw this, and most of them went down from their hill and joined in, believing they had won. But Khalid ibn al-Walid, a Quraysh cavalier leader, noticed this. He saw the opportunity to weaken the Muslim defenses and launched an attack on the few archers that stayed on the hill. Now that the archers were no longer protecting the Muslim soldiers, the Quraysh were able to launch a surprise attack and surrounded the Muslims. Many Muslims were killed in this attack, including the Prophet's beloved uncle Hamza radiallahu anhu. The Quraysh attacked fiercely, and the Prophet was hit and lost some of his teeth. There were even some rumors among the Quraysh that the Prophet had been killed, which encouraged the Quraysh but caused the Muslims to despair. But when they saw he was alive, they rallied together and fought with their lives to defend him from the Quraysh. Altogether, 70 Muslims were killed in the battle. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept their sacrifice of all these martyrs of Islam and reward them in Jannah. The Quraysh leader Abu Sufyan was overjoyed at the death of so many Muslims and declared his victory and revenge for the Battle of Badr. He then returned to Mecca with his soldiers without further attacking the wounded Muslims. When the Muslim women in Medina learned about the Muslim losses, they rushed to the battlefield. Fatima radiallahu anha, the youngest daughter of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, looked after her father. Aisha radiallahu anha, Salman radiallahu anha, Ummara, and Salt are among the other Muslims women who helped the injured soldiers. Even though this was a sad and difficult defeat for the Muslims, remember that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners. And Muslims always put their faith in Allah. In our next episodes, we will learn about further battles that impacted the Muslims. See you then, inshallah.
Sallallahu ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.